Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in on a game day edition of Duval Daily. Fired up. It is game day in Jacksonville, Saturday, January 14th. Jaguars are set to host the Chargers in playoff wildcard action. Jags are the division champs of the AFC South. The Chargers are the top wildcard team in the AFC. We've got a big matchup here tonight, 8:15 prime time. It's going to be cold. It's going to be loud in the bank. It's going to be a raucous environment. I can't wait for it. Right now, we're going to get into keys to victory and bold predictions. First, I'd like to remind you, you can hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. Let me know what you think. You can follow Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag, and you check out GenJag.com. Pick up some new Duval gear. Got the division championship shirt out. You can go check it out, GenJag.com/shop. Thank you so much for your support, Duval. All right, let's get into it here. Keys to victory, followed by bold predictions. First key to victory, be you. This is a Jaguars team that has won 5 games in a row, 6 of 7, 7 of 9, all that. This is a team that doesn't need to change what they've been doing on either side of the ball. Obviously, you're going to game plan for this, but no one on either side of the ball needs to play hero ball. No one needs to do anything that they haven't been doing. They need to play assignment sound football, and if they do that, they're going to be just fine because they are a really well-coached team on both sides of the ball right now. Be you. Do not go outside of what you have done to get to this point. You're not facing some juggernaut of a roster. Chargers are beatable. I think the Jaguars are the better football team right now. Be you. Don't let Keenan Allen win the game, right? Mike Williams is out. Brandon Staley decided to play him in Week 18 against the Broncos. It was a big mistake. He's not playing. Not playing in the playoffs for the Los Angeles Chargers due to a back spasms, little back injury that he suffered last week in a meaningless football game. Mike Williams is out, so their biggest outside threat, their biggest deep threat is gone, eliminated. So Keenan Allen is going to be their featured receiver. He was going to be their featured receiver anyways. He was going to end up with the most targets. He aligns in the slot. That's the spot that the Jaguars struggle to cover more than anything else on the defensive side of the ball. That and tight end, and they do have Gerald Everett, so you got to worry about him as well. But Keenan Allen is going to be the Chargers' engine in this game offensively. At least that's what they're going to want him to be. If you can give him more attention now because there's no Mike Williams to worry about, I think that helps you a lot schematically. And especially on third down, the Jaguars like to run a lot of man coverage and clear passing situations on third down and heat the quarterback up. I think in those situations, the Jags probably adjust a little bit because, yeah, you've got Gerald Everett. Yeah, you've got Carter. You've got Josh Palmer, but Keenan Allen is the guy that Justin Herbert's going to want to throw the ball to more often than not. So do not let Keenan Allen win this game. What do the Chargers want to do? Throw the ball to Keenan Allen. That's the one thing you don't let them do. Classic Bill Belichick, take away what your opponent wants to. Take away their number one option. Force them to go to their second, third, fourth option. That's just winning football. Run the damn ball. The Chargers have one of the worst rush defenses in football, especially when it comes to giving up explosive plays. Brandon Staley is a good defensive coordinator, but he does not have the guys on the interior or the linebackers, in my opinion, to effectively run his defense. I don't think they tackle well. I don't think they hold up well against power. And I don't think that they do have the ability to penetrate and get some tackles in the backfield. But overall, if you keep running the ball against them, they're going to give up big chunks of yardage. And when you have a guy like Travis Etienne, who is a big play waiting to happen, one of the fastest, most elusive, quickest backs in the league, who also runs with a little bit of power behind him, 215 pounds, he's not a small fry. Give it to Etienne and give it to him again and again and again in this ballgame. And I'm not saying you want to run the ball more than you want to throw the ball, because you do have Trevor Lawrence, you do have Doug Peterson dialing up these pass concepts, so you want to throw the ball. I'm not trying to say go out here and run the ball more than you throw the ball, But you need to keep them honest. You need to keep them worried about you running the ball, and you need to run the ball effectively. And there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do that in this football game. Running the ball not only gets you yardage, potentially chunk yardage with Travis Etienne, but it just takes a little pressure off Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, it was all on him offensively last week, and obviously late down the stretch, the offensive line kind of cratered. There was no running game. It was not a great recipe for offensive success last week. I think that this matchup presents a lot more advantageous opportunities for the Jaguars offensively, especially running the ball. And then defensively, get your hands on the ball. That's the recipe. You got to have it, right? You've been forcing turnovers all year. You're fourth in the league in turnovers forced and takeaways. Go get your hands on the football. That's what you got to do. Give it back to Trevor. Give it back to Travis. Let Doug dial it up on offense. Get your hands on the football, force some turnovers, and you'll be doing just fine. Those are my keys to victory. Bold predictions. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to outshine Justin Herbert, and the reason I believe that is not because I think he's more advanced than Herbert in his career right now. It's because his weapons are healthy, and he has a better offensive play caller. Doug Peterson is one of the very best offensive play callers in the league, pass game concept. And you've also got Mike McCoy, Jim Bob Cooter, and Press Taylor doing a great, like that, those four guys, and the way they are handling the passing game, it's been fantastic. And I think the offensive line bounces back in pass protection. They kind of cratered against Jeffrey Simmons and some of those big boys up front in Tennessee. I don't think that the Chargers have the interior push to really scare the Jaguars from a pass rush standpoint. Yeah, they've got Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. Joey Bosa is still one of the best players in the game, bar none. Khalil Mack, not quite at that level anymore, in my opinion, but still a very good player. But the Jags do a lot better handling edge pressure than they do pressure up the middle. And that's because Trevor Lawrence is able to step up away from edge pressure. If you get pressure right up the middle, then you're forced out of the pocket. You're forced into the edge pressure. So I think if they can handle the Chargers' defensive interior and pass protection, they should be fine. And I think they'll be able to do that. And so when I just look at the matchups, I think that the Jaguars' offense matches up better with the Chargers' defense. And a lot of that has to do with Doug Peterson than the Chargers' offense with Justin Herbert and Joe Lombardi. Joe Lombardi calling the plays matches up with the Jags defense. I just don't think it's a great matchup and for the Chargers, because I think that the horizontal passing game concepts that they have, I don't think that's going to work against Jacksonville. You saw that in week 3. Obviously, they're going to try to switch some things up, but who's going to be your downfield threat? You don't have Mike Williams. Keenan Allen is not a downfield threat. You got Carter, you got Palmer, sure, but you're not really talking about these guys that are going to go up and win 50-50 balls down the field. Not with a ton of regularity anyways. Not like Mike Williams. So I think Trevor outshines Justin Herbert because his weapons are healthy, because he has a better matchup, and because he has a better play caller. I also don't think it's going to help Justin Herbert. There's going to be 70,000 screaming fans every time he drops back. ETN, I've got him at $150 plus in this one. The Chargers, they allow almost 150 yards a game on the ground. Jaguars did it to him last week. I think you do it again. I said last week. Last time they played, the Jaguars gashed them consistently. A lot has changed about the Chargers team since week 3. Their run defense has not changed much. Yes, they can get some nice plays, blow them up in the backfield, but overall, if you keep running the ball, they're one of the least efficient tackling defenses in the game. You're going to be just fine. I think ETN's going to get $150 in this one. I think he's going to have at least one, big run of 40-plus yards. I think, and this is a really specific one, just for fun, but I think Zay has been a little bit quiet lately, Zay Jones for the Jaguars. I think he's going to get a touchdown, and I think he's going to get a touchdown over Jasir Taylor. The reason I'm so specific about that is because the Chargers get Jasir Taylor out there when they think the opponent is going to run the ball. Sometimes they sub him in for Asante Samuel when they think the opponent's going to run. I think you're going to have an opportunity here with Jasir Taylor out there in man coverage with Zay Jones to take advantage of that. And I think you set them up in a position where they think you're going to run the ball, but you're not running the ball. Zay Jones, they would love that matchup because Jasir Taylor, he's a more physical corner, but I think he struggles in coverage. I think that Doug Peterson is going to find a way to attack weaknesses. That's what he does. I think Zay Jones is going to score a touchdown over Jasir Taylor. At least I think someone will score a touchdown over Jasir Taylor. I think they would like that matchup a lot because of Zay Jones' ability to get downfield and his athleticism. So that's where I'm going with that one. I think another prediction, I don't know if it's bold, but I think the offensive line bounces back in pass protection. As I mentioned before, they really cratered during the second half against Tennessee, and in my opinion, that was a much bigger problem than anything Trevor Lawrence was doing. And in fact, it was leading to Trevor Lawrence's issues in the second half of that football game. I think they bounce back because, again, they're better at handling edge players than they are interior players. So I think that, and Trevor is able to avoid edge pressure by maneuvering the pocket, having good feel. So I think the offensive line bounces back this game, and they're able to provide a little bit more of a stable front for Trevor Lawrence in this offense. Finally, Jags win, baby. I've said it's going to be close all week. I'm going to stick with a close final score, but I think it's going to come off of the Chargers scoring late. I think the Jaguars are going to be up by multiple scores late in the game. The Chargers are going to be desperate. They're going to be trying to get back in this one. I think the Jaguars finish the deal against the Chargers here. They win their wild card playoff game 31-25. Jaguars take down the Chargers in Jacksonville. Primetime 8:15 tonight. I can't wait for it, Duval. I'm fired up for it. I know y'all are too. If you don't have your tickets yet, go get some. Get your ass out there. You do not know the next time you will be able to host a home playoff game. And yes, if you're prognosticating, you're looking at the future, it looks good for the Jaguars. We're well aware of that, but these times are not promised. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Enjoy this while it's here. Get your ass out there. Go support the team. Go show the world what Duval is all about. Set it off, y'all. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. Let me know what you think about this matchup. Follow Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Hit that like and subscribe button right here on YouTube. And again, you can check out genjag.com, pick up some new Duval gear. You can also become a channel member of the YouTube channel here. Get some cool perks, discounts at genjag.com among them. Check it out, link in the description below. Thank you so much for your support, Duval, and enjoy this one.